YouTube faithful, what's going on? It's Motivation Monday or Money Monday, let's hope. We only have 2 NBA games today, and we have a ton of MLB games. My job, my goal, I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you a couple of plays, why I like them, what we're going to play, and more. So grab your Red Bull, grab a snack, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're not already, and let's lock in together. Now, over the weekend, I released a video that had some daily props on it, but it also gave you the explanation on how showed you how to cook using DG Fantasy, which is right here. Okay, you can use code CRUSH still, get that 25% off, lock it in 30 days of the cord. And I showed you how to find discrepancies on the projection sheets, which I've been feeding, which are behind the Discord. So make sure you check that video out because it's surgery. People have already been hitting with it. There is a promo code attached to it, so lock in. Now with Prize Picks today, the first thing we're going to do is discuss MLB, and then we're going to go to the NBA. Now with NBA wrapping up, guys, you got to understand things are going to get crazy. Things are going to get hairy. The DNPs are going to start racking up. There's going to be a ton of them like you've seen randomly out of nowhere. Teams are locked up. Teams on cruise control like the Oklahoma Thunder yesterday, just laying down 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, clean, putting the Lakers over. You hate to see it. I hate to see it. And then you have Curry doing the unthinkable, an entire game with only 3 points. Cinematic, guys. But that is what to expect in late April NBA, even early April, fellas and ladies. That's just how it is. So we are going to talk about MLB first, and right off the rip, we're going to talk about some gabbies and some other things. But first, my ParlayPlay ticket right here. You can see it. I'm giving it away for everybody. Lock in, tailor, fade. We usually have been either sweeping the ParlayPlay or we miss by one leg, and it's usually always the promo. And today's promo is Mookie Betts over half a hit. It's a great payout, 1.45. But Betts has extremely good value against Mackenzie Gore, so hopefully it continues. Let's get that hit. Paired it with Eovaldi's fantasy score, King's fantasy score, and Duren, 11.5 points. I put 22 to win 150. Crispy $130 profit. Promo code CRUSH on ParlayPlay gets you your deposit match and a free square that you could throw into the mix. But on top of that, 30 days of the cord, baby. So lock in. You send me the email. I hook you up with the 30-day code. Let's go. Now we're going to break these puppies down because over here on Prize Picks, scam picks as some might call it, we got Nathan Eovaldi over here too. What are we doing? Well, I got plethora of him. I'm not interested in the Chicago Cubs. Rangers, I hate to say it, but they've been hitting their good team right now. I mean, like I tell everybody with MLB, there's been what, 8, 9 games? That's a fart in the wind when it comes to MLB. There's 180 games. Lock in. It doesn't mean anything. We're about 30 games away from finding out who's a fraud and who's legitimate, and about 60 games away from having accurate data points, and about 80 games away from having any real, quote, reads. You understand? We're still using last year's stuff, but Nathan Eovaldi, 4.5 strikeouts. We're going there, man. I think the Goblin's good. If you want to gamble with the 5.5 line, I think that's good too. I won't be surprised if it bumps. Cubs have been whacking balls out into center field lately. It does kind of concern me. And Nathan Eovaldi, he's either feast or famine. Hopefully I'm on the right side of him today because I got his fantasy score 2 at 33.5. Now, the way the fantasy scores work, you're going to lose points for earned runs. You're going to gain points for strikeouts. Every time you get a pitching out, you're going to get points for that. But we're looking for the quality start and the win. That is what will put us over. If he doesn't get either one of those, this is all but chalk. So if there's anything in your mind thinking that he doesn't get the quality start and the win, you can pretty much chalk that fantasy score and you should be fading it, brother. Now, if we do go price shop Nathan Eovaldi, you can see Pinnacle has him at 5.5 strikeouts at -137. Crispy, DraftKings -135, but look over here. MGM and Caesars. MGM has it at -118. So if you were going to take this straight up, the worst place to take it would be Flip. The best place to take it would be MGM. But since we're on Prize Picks, we got to take it over here at 5.5. So I do think he can get 6 strikeouts. Remember the range of outcomes. Let's use Pick Finder and take a look at him right here. You can see 5.5 strikeouts. The last 5, he's at 60%. Last 10, 70%. Last 15, 60%. But this is last season. Head to head, 50%. But we want the range of outcomes. So let's just look at any random 10 games. 8, 9, 5, 7, 4, 6, 6, 5, 6. We want to see what his floor is and what his ceiling is. So right now I would say his floor is 4. He should at a minimum get 4 Ks. And his ceiling, believe it or not, is pretty much 6 in this situation. But we'll call it 7 because he's got the 10, 9, 8. So that is why it's a little bit dicey taking it at 5.5. I did, but I would put you over here at 4.5 because with the Goblins on MLB, you're still going to get that 0.25. But if you think he's going to get the win or quality start, if he gets both, he soars. If he gets one, he should hit regardless. I think if he gets that quality start and maybe not necessarily the win, he could get put over 33.5 fantasy score. So either one of these are fine, or the 5.5 if you want to gamble with that. And then our next one, Michael King, playing the Oakland Athletics. What? Nope, we're talking about the Vegas Athletics. That's nuts. But same situation with him. I think he's going to land right on 6 most of the time. So this would be optimal. Now, if you take this with any random play, it's 2.5x. You see that? It's a Goblin, but it's still paying 2.5. MLB, you're going to be able to find a bunch of these laying in the ground because 0.5 in MLB is way, 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 way more important, okay? But we got Michael King here. If it's the same situation, you think he's going to get the quality start and the win? Bang! You go to his fantasy score. Do I think he's going to get it versus the Athletics? Well, I hope so. I got him right around there. Again, we'll go back to Pick Finder and see what we could find. Now, once MLB kicks off into full swing, guys, I am going to be releasing the short videos of the daily plays of the day for MLB again, so make sure you're locked in on my TikTok and YouTube shorts for that. Expect those. But look at his strikeouts, 6 strikeouts. We're looking for range of outcomes. The last game versus the Guardians, he put up 11. That's not normal. That's an outlier. But then, way back in the day, he put up 12 in last year in October. But you can see here, 3 and 3. So it's kind of hard to get his floor and ceiling here because we've had a couple of outliers. Look, 3's an outlier, but so is 11. So I would put his true floor at 4. 4 is a fair number for me. And then his ceiling's all over the place. We're going to call it 7 because 7, 7, 8, 6, 12, 11. I think 7's fair, chat. You think that's fair? Okay. So 4 to 7 is his floor and his ceiling. His line's at 6. We're going to need a ceiling game. He does push at 6, but that is why we got this at 5.5. And then again, the same thing applies. If you think he's going to get the win and quality start, you'd want to take his fantasy score. That is how you determine those two things. So let's see if you did Eovaldi and him. Like, let's see if you took these two together. You're almost getting a full 2x. Not quite, almost. And then if you took it like this, you're getting that 2.5, which is pretty good. So I gave you 4 options there with the pitchers. You can mix it around. Any way you want to go there is fine. And then we're taking Mookie over half a base, over half a hit on ParlayPlay, over half a hit on PrizePicks, and you can see here it's still 2.25x, and if you put in the 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, it's pretty much a normal square, 2.75x. So check this out, chat. Look at this. Look at these, buddy. Take a look at these. We got 2 Gabbies, and we got 2.25x. How do you like them apples? Do you like apples? How do you like those apples, buddy? 2.25x. That's why baseball's goated. You can play around with it and you can get different payouts. Don't let that goblin or demon thing fool you, because just because they have that little animation doesn't mean anything. That's the same thing with a lot of these demons. They're not paying out full. Like, I know you're used to NBA and NFL, but with MLB, 0.5 is so crazy that you're going to see a lot of different payouts. So play around with it, shop around, know your roles, pay the tolls, smash that like button, and let's move on to the NBA. Now, we got a couple of games today. Literally, we got 2 games today, folks. A couple is 2. So where are we going? Well, we got options. I do like Jalen Duren to get 13.5 points. I really, really do. 21, 13, 13, 16, 14. My problem is his range of outcomes. Most of the time, this gent wants to land on 13. Can I get an amen? I mean, he wants to land on 13, but the problem also with Jalen Duren is the gatekeep. They live to gatekeep him, but look at the first half. First half, 14 PRA. Can you say, oh, wagon? Similar players, 15 to 35, 22, 14, 15, 19, 13, 26, 18, 20. If you want to take Jalen Duren's first half PRA, Old Crush won't begrudge you a bit, fella. But look, the alt line at 13.5. If you want to take this, you can. Similar players, 19 of 35, baby. 19 of 35. We're in the mix. That's why I alternate lined it over here back on ParlayPlay. And you can see I took it at a crispy 11.5. He's got to get 12, right, chat? He's got to get at least 12. But we can use Pick Finder to get the range of outcomes. 21, 13, 13, 16, 14, 14. He's flirting with that line. He's pretty much living on 14, which is why I teased him down just a smidge, just a little bit. Give me some wiggle room there. But the 19 of 35 just hits a different kind of crispy, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, Obi Toppin, Duop Reith, Porzingis, Brook Lopez, Vucevic, Brandon Clark. All these guys got there. I think Duren can too. So you got his first half PRA or his points or his Gabi line at 11.5, which is my favorite play for him. And that is what I like from Detroit. But I'm going to give you one more on Detroit too. There's a guy named Thompson who has been a quasi wagon, and I am going to continue to ride the train until I'm forced off. Papa, where is he at? Did they pull his fantasy score? Nope, there he is. He's got block and steal equity. Look at this, 44, 44, 41, 19, 49. Cap. Cade wasn't playing. Some of these guys were out. Tobias wasn't in. Long hair don't care. The guy's a wagon, okay? If he sells me, he sells me, but I gotta go with it. I mean, just take a gander, dude. 10 of 33 have hit the over, okay? But this is just crazy. Now, he hasn't had, I get it. Not everybody's been playing, but Cade was in this matchup. Duren wasn't, but Cade was. Duren was in this one, and he got there. I mean, Duren was in this one too, so was Tobias, but no Cunningham, and that was against OKC. I mean, he's just doing next level thing. It's not a great, slam dunk play, but I'm going to have a shot on it, dude. I'm mainly going to be Duren, but Thompson, you can have a little bit of there. And then since there's only 2 games, folks, you got to make a decision. Are you going to go with Bam Adebayo or Tyler Hero? One of these 2 gents is probably going to get it done. Now, I think Bam Adebayo is probably the optimal play because they're not going to have any big to contain him. Just like when I forget who it was. I took a center against Philly the other day and he went absolutely berserk. Can't remember who it was, but trust me, he covered. Who did they play? Rudy Gobert. Yeah, Rudy Gobert had 20 and 20 versus them. And I know Bam's not a true center. He's not. He's more of a power forward in my opinion. But I think he goes yarn. You can take his fantasy or his points, rebounds, whatever have you. What's his points at? It's probably going to be jacked up to 21.5. Yep, it is. But this right here, crispy. I know we banned Bam Adebayo way back when, but for the matchup, we got to fade the blowout. But if we get a competitive game, he should be getting 18 points. Look at all these range of outcomes. 16, 17, 19, 24, 28. I mean, it's cinema to me. The PRA Gabi is solid too. Solid as a rock. And I ain't talking Dwayne Johnson. So there you go. You got Duren. You got Bam Adebayo. And then the last one for the Alabama Slammer, if you want to go with the NBA first half, you remember I told you Duren, but the new wagon, the old wagon. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. If you get that reference, you're cultured. First half PRA for Sabonis at 20. I'm going with it. He literally just had 29 against Cleveland in the first quarter, 32, 19, 22, 23. This used to be the wagon of wagons. We'll close with this. We'll check Pick Finder. Make sure you use code CRUSH on Pick Finder. Get your 10% off for life. NWO style, baby. NWO for life. We swept Sabonis yesterday. PRA, assists, first half, cash it all. We're going right back to the well today. Only 3 of 31 of similar players have hit the over, but one of those was Rudy. And remember, Sabonis, Joker, and other centers are unlike other. Look, Joker, 26. These are the type of archetypes Sabonis is. He's a Joker type. He does rebounds, assist, and score. Traditional centers are never going to come close to this line, but you got to have a shot on it. Remember, code CRUSH on Pick Finder, links in the description, 10% off for life, get you that discount. And then folks, don't forget to be in that live stream today at 5:30 Central while the discount's going on, man, because it's going away at the end of the week. CaptainCrush.net gold package, $24.99, but I got that promo for the first timers in the group. Promo code MLB, all caps, will get you your first month for $15. Now, I could say whatever I want, but I'll let the winning slips do the talking because the fantasy sheets have been locking in. Look at this. Nah, I'm broke. Will lead you to the water, but he can't make you drink it. Lock in and invest for the YouTube comments. He did a fantasy score sheet and got a banger for his troubles. NHL lineup. Congrats to him. I'm pretty sure he locked in a 25x the other day. Look at this little guy. Zoe Foley. 3 of 3. First day in the chat. Could have been way better if I listened to the chat all the way. I don't know why he's on caps lock, but he used his little first half 5. He got his 10x there, and then he got a first quarter or something. I don't really know what he did there. He took some fantasy scores. I don't know why he took the Spurs, but I know Matthew was locked in on that fantasy sheet because I know all 5 of these guys were popping. J-Dub, Alprin Sengun, Brandon Podzmiski, Joker, and Andrew Nemhard. Let's go. Everybody's been eating around here but me. Everybody's been eating around here but me. You want to know why? Because where all these guys are locked in on the fantasy stuff, I'm the guy that has to produce the content. And by the time I get to drop it for them, I got to go on to MLB. So everybody better around here better start paying the Starbeast tax or I'm throwing hands. That's right. Q Put says, learn from the YouTube video. That's the YouTube video I put out yesterday. Sengun, Okongwu, Halliburton, Joker, cash it all, baby. And Towns did play and he covered there. PrizePicks is fleecing. That should have been a 10x sweep or 13x, whatever it was. But guys, the sheet in question, and I'm gatekeeping today. If you want that sheet, you got to get in the mix. No more just, I got people DMing me on my Discord with winning slips from the YouTube, but don't join the Discord to get the sheets. I mean, they're using, guys, lock in. I'm begging you to lock in. Live stream at 5:30. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.